Hello everyone, and welcome to West Coast Bait Boats. My name is Nicholas Rusi, and today I'd like to go over a few of our flagship boats, along with some of the accessories that we have. I've been a carp fisherman now for several years, and I've always enjoyed using bait boats in my baiting campaigns. But what I quickly realized is that not all bait boats are created equally. In fact, here in the United States, there's only really a few options to choose from, and most of them are just riddled with problems and continuously breaking down. I've just found them to be super unreliable. Today I'd like to introduce a new option, and I think you'll be really impressed with what they can do. It's really a bait boat that takes bait boats to a whole new level. So let's jump right in. Today I'd like to highlight two of our flagship boats. And the first is the Big Daddy, and next is the Sidekick boat. So first I'm going to go through some of the normal features of these boats, and then I'd like to go over some of the things that really make these boats unique in my opinion. Let's start with the battery. Arguably, one of the most important aspects of the boat is its battery life. Both of our boats have two 18.2 amp hour lithium batteries. Now, I've personally taken these boats 3 to 4 times a week on various baiting campaigns prior to a session, and I've had absolutely no issue with battery life. In fact, one of our customers reported 1.5 miles of drops before needing a charge. Next is the remote control range, which is 500 meters and converts to about 1,600 feet. And it's more than enough, and it's a reliable 500 meters. Both boats have catamaran hulls, so they're very sturdy. I've used these boats on high wind and wave situations, and they really hold their own. Now, going over the hoppers, both boats have middle hoppers, which are pretty standard. On the Big Daddy boat, those hoppers are motorized internally, and each hopper holds 3.5 kilos of bait, so that's 7 kilos total. Now on the Sidekick boat, the hoppers are magnetic release, and it has the option of 3 hoppers with the center hopper having a middle divider. Between the 3 hoppers, the Sidekick boat holds a total of 5 kilos of bait. The Sidekick has a specialized hopper in the back specifically designed for pack bait. So no more tucking your ball of pack bait underneath the hopper and through the top like most boats. It has a slit that goes right down the middle of the back of the hopper, and it allows your bait and your line to release freely once initialized. The back hopper also has a cover that's held on magnetically, and this is great, especially if you're using PVA bags. It'll protect your PVA from rain. The dimensions for the Big Daddy boat is 27 inches long, 17 inches wide, and it sits 10 inches tall. The Sidekick boat is 25 inches long, 17 inches wide, and it sits 12.5 inches tall. Both boats have headlights so that you can use the boat at night and see where you're going. So let's go over some high-level details of the remote control. This is probably one of the things that really sets these boats apart from others. First off, it has a fully integrated digital system, which means that it combines your sonar, your fish finder, and your GPS all into one screen. So no more toggling between different devices or different apps. You have everything all in one place. It'll also integrate your digital underwater camera system. You'll find this remote control surprisingly simple to use. Once you have all the settings in the right place, the underwater camera is literally just a click of the button if you have everything set up correctly. I've used other remote controls where they're pretty complicated to use. You have to hit certain buttons certain ways to make things work. You have to calibrate the GPS every single time you turn on the boat. All that goes out the window with this remote control. It automatically connects and calibrates GPS every time you turn it on. The remote takes literally less than 30 seconds to set up. So a couple of things about the technology in these boats. First thing to note is that all of our boats utilize Tosslon GPS, sonar, and fish finder. Tosslon is really a leader in the world of sonar, and an industry standard. Now, obviously a bait boat is a mechanism that takes your bait and your rig out to a spot and dumps it where you want it, and ideally will save that spot. Pretty simple concept. But how do you know where the best spot is? This is where our digital integrated remote control comes in handy. Now, first off, you've got your sonar. Now, the sonar reads 30 meters deep, which is about 90 feet, and it's got a 60-degree beam angle. It's gonna tell you the water depth of that particular area, and it's also gonna tell you the water temperature. It's gonna show you features on the bottom of the lake, like if there's a drop-off or a shelf that you're looking at. It's gonna tell you if there's any weed growing in that particular area. Now, when reading the sonar itself, you're really looking to avoid areas of erratic spiking. This is going to tell you that you're looking at an unstable bottom or a really jagged or rough area that's likely not great to fish on. And you're looking for areas of red or yellow. Yellow is rock-hard gravel, and red is very firm lake bed like clay or compacted mud or loose sand. Solid yellow areas will generally allow for bottom baits and particles, where red I might go with more of a pop-up presentation. So it really depends on how you want to fish, but can give you a lot of great information. All of our boats utilize a autopilot GPS system with the ability to save up to 900 GPS points. Now, if you need more than 900 GPS points, then you might have a problem, and we might need to talk about that. Now, the system allows you to save up to 30 different locations, or you can think of it as lakes or swims. And within those 30 different locations, you can save up to 30 different GPS points. Now, take this lake behind me now. This could be a swim, or it could just be the lake itself that I want to have one location saved at, and I can save 5 or 6 different GPS points here, or more if I wanted to. And then I can go down a little ways, since this is a big lake, and I want to save another swim or another location with 5 or 6 more GPS points. So it gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of how you want to save these points and what locations you want to save them at. Now, the GPS itself is a lot like the GPS we have in our cars, and it's accurate up to 1 meter. So once you've got your spot saved, there's a fully integrated autopilot feature. Now, we also have an additional auto feature that allows you to send your boat out with your rig and your bait. It'll dump it for you and return home, all with the click of one button. Of course, you still have the option of manually releasing the bait, which is great, especially if you want to spread some bait around your GPS location. The fish finder has a sensitivity from 1 to 10, 1 being the smallest fish and 10 being the largest. And it's going to show you if there's fish gathering in a particular area or passing through. So all of this to say that you're no longer just throwing your rig in and hoping for the best. The idea is that you're taking all of this information and really trying to find the best possible spot to invest your time, energy, and your bait. At the end of the day, we're trying to create a baited spot that's gonna have the best possible chance of fish finding it. Now, taking that concept a bit further is the digitally integrated underwater camera system. Now, I'm not gonna go into depth about this camera system now, but keep an eye out for other videos where we talk about the ins and outs of that camera system and how it can be a game changer in terms of how you're finding your fishing spots. Now, stepping back from some of the technology that's in these boats, let's go over the motor thrusters. This is one of the biggest complaints that I've had with other boats, is that they're so damn slow. The motors on these boats are double brushed, fast, and powerful. Even with 5 or 6 kilos of bait loaded up, they still are cruising between 1 to 2 meters on the water. Now, another accessory that's pretty awesome when it comes to baiting campaigns is the bait spreader. You can put another 1 kilogram of dried pellets, particles, or boilies, and it'll literally spread your bait 20 feet all around your GPS location. Now, this is obviously great, especially if you want to draw the fish into that particular location. So thanks everyone for tuning in today, and keep an eye out for other instructional videos where we go over some of our other accessories and products. And take a look at our website at www.westcoastbaitboats.com. And until then, be safe and tight lines, everyone.